This one is quieter than the last two. The child I'm describing in this episode is not explosive. They're not defiant. They don't get sent to the office. They don't make scenes. They kind of just fade away. They start the school year bright and engaged, and somewhere around November, they start to dim. By February, they're running on empty. Their focus comes and goes in ways nobody can predict. They test well on some days and completely fall apart on others. Their teacher says they're inconsistent. The assessment says there might be an attention issue. You're being asked to consider an evaluation, and you're sitting with this because something about that picture doesn't feel complete. This video is for you. I'm Chris Kadowski. Let's talk about projector depletion and why it looks almost identical to an attention disorder from the outside. Projectors are roughly 20% of the population. They do not have a defined sacral center, the energy center that gives generators and manifesting generators their consistent, self-replenishing life force. What the projector has instead is the gift of deep focus and systems awareness. They are designed to see into people and process with unusual precision, to guide, to understand, to read a room or situation and know intuitively what needs to happen next. But they are not built to sustain the same output as generator children. They were never designed to. And here is where the problem begins. The projector child goes to school and enters a system built entirely for generator energy output. 6 to 8 hours of sustained production, consistent engagement, homework afterwards, activities in the evening, full presence required from morning until night. The generator child can do this because their sacral center replenishes overnight. They wake up the next day with a full tank. The projector child cannot do this. Their open sacral center takes in and amplifies the energy of everyone around them all day. The generator classmates, the teacher, the social dynamics of the playground, and it depletes them in a way that sleep alone does not fix. What the projector needs is not just sleep, it is solitude, time completely outside of other people's energy fields so their system can discharge what it has absorbed and return to its own baseline. When a projector child doesn't get this, when the schedule runs from school to homework to dinner to bath to bed, without a genuine window of alone time, the depletion compounds. Day after day, week after week, and depleted projector children look from the outside remarkably like children with attention and focus disorders. Let me describe what you're actually seeing when a projector is depleted. The inconsistency you're noticing is real. The projector child who performs brilliantly on Tuesday and seems lost on Thursday is not being inconsistent randomly. They are showing you the state of their energy reserves. Tuesday, they were rested. Thursday, the tank was empty. The focus issues are real. A depleted projector cannot sustain cognitive engagement the way a rested one can, but the focus issue is not neurological. It's energetic. It disappears with genuine rest and the right environment. The variability in performance is real. The same child, same material, same classroom, completely different results depending on their energy state. This drives teachers and parents to distraction because there's no apparent pattern to it, but the pattern is there. It just requires a different lens to see it. The social exhaustion is real. Projector children often come home from school in a state that looks like emotional dysregulation, tearful, irritable, shut down. This is not behavioral. This is a system that has been running on other people's energy all day and has nothing left. Here's how projector depletion gets mistaken for an attention disorder. The child has good days and bad days with no apparent cause. Check. Sustained attention is inconsistent, sometimes excellent, sometimes completely absent. Check. Performance does not match perceived ability. Teachers and parents sense there is more capacity than is being demonstrated. Check. The child struggles to complete tasks under standard school conditions. Check. Now, every one of those observations is accurate, but the cause is not neurological inconsistency. The cause is energetic depletion, cycling through recovery and collapse. Treating this with ADHD interventions designed to improve sustained attention is like treating dehydration with stimulants. It addresses the symptom while missing the root entirely. The root is the energy system, and the solution is not pharmacological, it is environmental. When you understand that what you're looking at is projector depletion rather than, or in addition to, an attention issue, the interventions change completely. Protect the alone time. After school, before homework, before social obligations, your projector child needs a window of genuine solitude, not screen time, which is still consuming input, actual quiet. Their room, outside alone, somewhere they are not absorbing anyone else's energy. Even 30 minutes changes what's available for the rest of the afternoon. Stop scheduling them like a generator. The activity every morning, every evening model that works fine for generator children is a depletion accelerator for projectors. Fewer commitments, more white space, quality over quantity in all things. Watch the environment, not just the child. When your projector child's performance drops, your first question should never be, what's wrong with them? It should be, what has changed in their environment? New teacher, social conflict, a change in the household. The projector's performance is a direct readout of the health of their surroundings. Ask for recognition at school. The projector child who has at least one teacher who genuinely sees and acknowledges them will perform at a completely different level than one who is overlooked. Recognition is not optional for a projector. It is the fuel that makes everything else possible. One conversation with one teacher about what this child carries can change an entire school year. Reframe rest as maintenance, not laziness, not avoidance, not a reward to be earned. Maintenance. It's essential, non-negotiable. The projector child who understands that their rest is part of how they work, not a departure from working, learns to protect it for themselves. That lesson will serve them for the rest of their life. If your child has an attention or focus diagnosis, I'm not asking you to set it aside. I'm asking you to add a layer, because here is what I know about the projector child who grows up understanding their design. That's me. They stop fighting their own nature. They stop measuring themselves against generator output and wondering why they always fall short. They start protecting their energy strategically. They start waiting for the right moments to offer what they see, and when they do, it lands every single time. The projector who grows up depleted and misread becomes the adult who is chronically tired, chronically underestimated, and chronically bitter about a world that never seemed to recognize what they brought. I lived through that. The projector who grows up understood becomes the most valuable person in any room they enter. That one who sees what nobody else sees. The one who reads on a situation and can be trusted completely. The one whose guidance changes outcomes. That trajectory starts with a parent who looked at the inconsistency, the exhaustion, the variable performance, and instead of asking what's wrong with my child, asked, what does my child need? You're already asking that question. That's why you're here. Your projector child's soul print is built from their exact birth data, their specific type, their particular authority, the precise way their open design expresses through their unique combination of astrology and soul themes. It won't tell them what to do. It will tell them who they are. And for a projector child who has spent years being measured by the wrong metrics, that recognition in 97 pages written directly to them can be the most healing thing they've ever read. The link is below. Before you go, this is the Complete Diagnosis Overlap series, Manifesting Generator and ADHD, Manifestor and Defiance, Projector and Depletion. If you found this series through one of these videos and haven't watched the others, go back and watch them, please. Share the one that describes the child in your life. These conversations matter. And if you want to go deeper into any of these types, Season 1 of the Type Files is the place to start. Full episodes on all 5 human design types through the lens of parenting. The link is in the description. Season 2 is coming We're moving into astrology, specifically what your child's sun sign actually means for how you parent them. Please subscribe so you don't miss it. Lastly, I want to talk to you about something that is near and dear to my heart, which is everything in this episode. This was me growing up to a T. I am a projector. I grew up loving sports, hating school. When I was in high school, I actually took my entire junior year off from athletics. My parents were concerned because I seemed depressed. Instead of the normal get up and go, it got up and went. I would go to school, and instead of going to lift weights and then playing with my friends until the sun went down, I would go to school, be frustrated all morning, all afternoon, couldn't wait to get out. I would go and train very hastily. Instead of like the hour and a half I was there, I would be there for like 45 minutes, get in my car, go home and sleep until dinner. And my parents didn't understand what was wrong with me. Emotionally, I felt okay, but I wasn't myself. Everybody could tell. All right. My parents didn't know about human design back in the early 90s. So I'm offering all of this for the parents that have children like me. Maybe they have massive talent, they're underperforming, and you're looking at them like, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? That's the total wrong way to be approaching this situation and your child. Okay. The second thing is I would probably say up until around 38, 39, maybe even 40 years old. I'm 48 right now, gonna be 48. Up until about 38 to 40 years old, I would still have nightmares because the high school that I went to, if you had an A in the class leading up to the final exam and you failed the final exam, they would require you to retake the entire class over summer. Every single year, all 4 years of my high school life, I panicked when it came to the final exams because I didn't want my free time taken away from me in the form of a summer. I loved summers more than anything else in the world, more than anything else in the world, more than Christmas, more than my birthdays. I loved summer because I was free. I could do whatever I wanted to, be around whoever I wanted to be around. I had no constraints. No, you have to do this, you have to do that. Everything was my choice, including the times that I needed to rest. So think about that. When you're looking at that little boy or that little girl and they're doing the best they can, and still everything isn't adding up to your liking, everything isn't adding up to your happiness, put yourself in check. It's about the child. It's about the type, the energy that they were born into. When you look at it from that lens, you become a much better parent and you can serve your child what they need in order to grow and prosper.